Well, hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to P1's coverage of Round 5 of the inaugural season of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. We come to you from the tricky triangle in the Poconos at Pocono Raceway, a track purpose-built for Indy cars. Turn 1, Trenton. Turn 2, Indianapolis. Turn 3, Milwaukee. Three of the cornerstones of the IndyCar racing through the 50s and 60s helped form this place. Sadly, Indy cars do not race here anymore, but in the sim world, we could still come here and race. And that's what we're doing here tonight for now our longest race of the season. We're going 200 miles here at Pocono before we head off to our first Triple Crown race of the season next week at Auto Club in Fontana. Rest in peace. But joining me here on the broadcast, as always, is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, a track we know that you race here pretty well, and you like this. The tricky triangle Pocono. 3 different turns, 3 different radiuses, 3 different sets of bankings. It's going to have some of these drivers seeing a little bit of red for the first time all season long, because there is no quite other track like Pocono when you get into an IndyCar on it.
It's really hard to drive over here, especially in turn 3, where you have to figure out which line you want to make and figure out which line you're going to make the guy on the front to you. And also turn 2 is kind of tricky, because if you're going to close to the apex, you can spin the car and tuck the apron over there. It's kind of hard. It's hard. If you have a good set adjustment inside the car, you can go away easily, but always the long straight is always make you close to the rival on the back. So it's really tough over here. Good afternoon for everyone.
And we just took the weather off, but there are your weather conditions. 72 degrees ambient temperature, 86 degrees track temperature. I don't think weather or track temperature is going to be an issue today. Currently on the pole, Craig Forsyth, who really wasn't among the fastest at all in practice. He was down toward the bottom. He is currently provisionally on the pole to 2:17.3. Goodman right next to him with a 2:17.2. Murph has clocked in at a 2:17.2 as well. Clindy is 4th, and Zorn, who was at the bottom of practice all practice long, clocking in 5th.
Oh,
interesting.
Mm-hmm. What is Galas? There we go. There is 15. I thought this didn't make the qualifying today, so it's qualifying. It's pretty good.
Let's get in today's starting lineup here momentarily. Just 1 second. All right. And we are good to go here. We'll just tell the B-roll to... There we go. Everyone's all lining up. As mentioned, Forsyth on the pole. The 2:17.3, Goodman a 2:17.2, Murphy and Clindy. They just came hot off a IndyCar Open race at Lime Rock with the ski jump in action. That was interesting to watch. But they are both on row 2 with the speed of 2:17.2, 2:17.1 for both those guys. Then Zorn and Wagner on row 3, Coker and Horn on row 4. Jim Herrick, who does pretty well at this place, and Rick Rayvon right next to him. Rick at a 2:16.9. He was fastest in practice. Dean Darth Maul in row 6 with Clark, Rigney, and Ramsey in row 7, last week's winner. Rigney looking to go back-to-back. Gallas and Reagan in row 8. Hayes and Kirby. So we have both the Kirby brothers attempting to come do the worst from first challenge. They are lining up in row 9. And then we have the other Kirby brother, which will be Justin, will be lining up in the 58 in row 9. And Brent in the 34 back on row 10. Brian Beard will be back there on row 10 with him. And Kyle Amon be in the last spot in row 11. 21 cars.
Pretty good though, huh? Nice field though.
Let's show that again there, the whole lineup. There you go. Everyone's name on there, good.
So Brent Kirby is not in the grid, so he already left. So we have 20 Oli cars on the field.
Only 20, all right.
Yeah. So we have Paula in the chat again. We got plenty.
Lindy starting on row 2. Once again, weather update. There you go. Again, we don't expect weather to be an issue right now. Sun is out. Long lap here. 2.5 mile oval, 3 turns. Again, turn 1 was modeled after turn 1 at Trenton and New Jersey, a racetrack that is no longer there. It was kind of a kidney bean shaped racetrack. Think Phoenix, but with the dog leg in the opposite direction. And then turn 2 based after Indianapolis. Turn 3 was based after, or is based after, Milwaukee. So 2 of those 3 tracks still around. Oh! Zorn going to the grass for some reason.
Oh.
Maybe to cool down the tires, not sure. Here we go.
Very short. It just have to be wake up here. Is the pace car is seen and the green flag is out faster here, like that. It's not like at the overall you see. It's like the pace car is seen and then you're waiting for a little bit.
And everybody's pretty much in their rows of 2 with a big jump by Forsyth. Side by side, Wags and Goodman into 1. Goodman up high. We're going to go 3 wide as we saw Clindy and Murph. And Wags already catching Forsyth and going to the lead.
I think it's the best bet for Wagner is going to the lead, especially in this condition. Actually, this condition is not making too much problem for the car. When it's over 100, it's problem for the car for sure. Now it's not.
Here comes Forsyth again. He's going to get the draft on the front stretch, get the pass done in turn 1. Ravon on the inside and give the spot to Rick. There's a lot of characteristics to Pocono, to Indianapolis, a track that Rick is very good at. So we will watch him move up through the field as he is now starting to gain on Forsyth. He's going to be there. He's going to take a shot into the inside of 1. Rick fastest that time by 2:19.9 to the inside. He's going to go a 2 for 1 into the lead.
Nice spot for in 3 laps.
I told you he's pretty good here. It's Ravon, Wagner, Forsyth, Murphy, Goodman, your top 5. The top 4 kind of starting to pull away. Goodman a little bit by himself at the moment. He should be joined by Clindy down the front straight. We will watch that battle as it tightens up. Meanwhile, the top 4 nose to tail.
On the wall in turn 3 almost. It's a
Coker to the inside. Coker to the inside. And thought better of it there on Clark. The IndyCar track record still stands to this day. Set back in 2014 when the DW12s came here, when they revisited Pocono and made it part of the Triple Crown. Juan Pablo Montoya holds that lap record at a 223.8 miles per hour. Your career IndyCar wins leaders here at Pocono are AJ Foyt with 4. Rick Mears with 3, and surprisingly, tied with Rick Mears is Will Power. He also has 3. Remember, when they ran here, Will won 3 500-mile races here. Will has 5 300-mile race wins to his credit. That ranks him pretty high on the all-time list as well. Danny Sullivan, Al Sr., Uncle Bobby each have 2 500-mile wins here. This was the last 500-mile win on the crown jewel list for Mario Andretti when he won back here in 86, I believe. But back to the front is Wagner. He is your new leader. It is Wagner, Ray Vaughn, Murphy, Forsyth, Goodman, Richie Hearn now up to 6th. Coker 7th. Clindy down 4 spots to 8th. DJ Clark 9th. And Dean Darth Maul up 1 spot to 10th. Your biggest gainer by far is Rick. He is up 8. Wags up 5. Zorn down 6. He's one of your biggest losers at the moment, but still a long race to go. We are looking at possibly 2 stops here. Getting around lap 30, very much like Indianapolis, is key here. So do we do 30, 60, then home, or what? We'll see. So far, no cautions. Caution free here, lap 7.
So this car is 75. Yeah, 75 fuel restriction. So you say it should be
75% fuel.
A little bit more.
Yeah, 75% fuel.
That's what is. It's very important to just save fuel now, and leaving the people like Wagner push, and then figure out, because that's why Raycon still on the back and nobody make a move. You can see nobody make any move. Everybody is going to save fuel. They know they need to make 2 stops to go to the end. Nobody wants to make 1 flag.
If you're enjoying P1's coverage of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts, including tomorrow night. We will be at the world's greatest race course in Indianapolis, 7:15 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday night, top splits, IndyCar Oval Series at Indianapolis.
Do you want a result for that? The first race was just today. Fabio won the race.
Wow.
And Gonzalo on second. Both of the naked team in 1 and 2 on the first race of the week. But tomorrow is the big one. So that's they make the points of the week.
Now, last time we had a race in Indianapolis, it was like a 5,400 strength of field. So we shall see if we get everyone to return.
That is 300 points around 300 points for the championship.
Here are the points coming into today's race here at Pocono, and we'll also hide the center. You can see all the points. Murph is your points leader with 395 points, only 5 points over Riggs. Then we have Clindy there in 3rd, Goodman 4th, Forsyth 5th, Wagner 6th, Kirby Justin there in 7th, Gallas 8th, Callisto not in today's lineup in 9th, and Say Hey Lewis Hayes in 10th. That is your top 10 coming into this round at Pocono. Here's Clindy to the inside of Goodman. We've been watching him slowly stalking Goodman, getting the position, and now move Clindy, who's recovering a little bit of that lost positions that he had on the start. He's starting to claw him back now. He was down 6 at one point, I believe. Possibly down 4, I think, is more likely. And he is now only down 1, so he's off 1 spot from where he started. Now he's trying to run down Craig and crack the top 4. And the snake down the long pond straight into 2. Down off of 2 into the short chute. 2, 3. And a very flat but a very wide turn 3. Take multiple lines. There you see right there, 2 entirely different lines between Forsyth and Clindy. Now the stake down the front stretch. This is the longest straight in all of racing, even longer than Indianapolis. 5/8 of a mile stretch that Indianapolis has. Much longer here. Now Clindy on the outside of Forsyth. He's going to get a monster run down the Long Pond Straight, and he's going to have the help of the draft from the car in front of him to pull him along. Now move Clindy up to 4th.
So like I said, Sevi fuel, it's a good pass, but everybody's going slow. It doesn't look like, but it should be going more faster than what you think. Now Raikkonen tried to, Wagner tried to do something, but like I said, Raikkonen is thinking about a long chain. So yeah, also it's a good strategy on Wagner. It's coming Murphy over there on high.
Oh, side by side through 2. Gets dicey through there with 2 cars. That is the tunnel turn, but it's based after Indianapolis. And now Clindy did a high side on Ravon. And he is going to get a good run. Murph is going to lend him a little bit of the draft, but it looks like Rick is going to borrow the draft from Wags down low, and it's still going to run these 2 side by side in the 1. But I think eventually Clindy's going to get him because he's going to have the big run off the corner. And now no draft for Rick.
He can come back to the train. I think he needs to stay over there. You don't need to worry about it too much about that. Talking about what Wagner doing is something Murphy have to be careful because they don't. Going to pit back.
Wagner on pit road. Scheduled stop.
14 laps. Well, if it's coming on green, it should be. We need to see that if it works or not. If it's in green. But if it's the yellow also Kyle Edmond is on pit too.
Well, that might also help him out. So he is done, and he's going to have Kyle Almond with him.
So
maybe do we think Wagner's possibly working backwards, like a lot of the Cup drivers do when they come here? They doing the short stint first, and then going to do a long stint, try to get the undercut on everybody with the fresh tires. Now he could push for the rest of the race because his next stop will be his last stop.
Yeah, you're right. So I always do that in between, at the middle. I never do it on the first couple laps when it's a green flag out. So I always do it on the middle. It makes sense, but always is the race is in green flag. If it's not in green flag, if you have a maybe couple yellow flags, it doesn't work. It's not gonna work. But it's interesting to see what's happening on the end of the race on him. Should be worse. It's the undercut. You know, the undercut is sometimes work bad. It doesn't work if you're working by yourself.
Well, right now, this field is starting to get strung out, and you know how it gets here. This is a big racetrack, and when we start getting strung out, there goes Rick to the inside of Murph, but Murph's still going to have the draft of Clindy to help pull him along. He's going to stay high through turn 3, but Rick also has plenty of clean air through there for him. But now he's going to have to rejoin the battle here and get back to the back end of Murph. But once you get spread out here, the chances of a caution occurring get less and less and less.
Mm-hmm. And it's always happen in the first couple laps when you're
everybody's together.
Yeah, but the condition is not even changed yet. It's just only go up or 2 degrees Fahrenheit. For me, it's 30.6 is 31 degrees Celsius. It's nothing. Still nothing. So the track condition is not gonna work. Always when you have a high condition track, temperature track, always is the accident. So here is nothing.
Here comes Murph to the inside, a little bit further back. That is DJ Clark to the inside of Goodman. And the battle for the lead is now a straight up 3-car train. I mean, they were nose to tail so tight going through one that time. But now, really, and then Dean Darth Maul to the inside of Goodman. This is Dean Darth Maul to the inside of Clark, excuse me. So move up Darth Maul. He's up 5 spots. He's now reached Goodman. Now, Forsyth with Clindy, our pole sitter. Here goes Rick to the inside.
For example, I follow Hugo Galaz on the back. He's now in the 16th position, maybe 17th. No, 16th position. So he's alone by himself on the front, and he have a struggle with the car. And that's the point when you know the adjustment, and when you find the adjustment, you don't need to worry about it. But for example, Galaz is just only 1 position down for when he started coming to pit now. He have a struggle.
Yeah,
so
he's trying to slow down, coming to pit road right now. Long now run down to his stall for his first stop here at lap 22.
So from DJ Clark to the front, they know what is the adjustment inside the car.
And there might have been a little damage on the side of Gallus's car because it popped back out. So showing him using a fast repair. So there was a little damage on the side of Gallus's car. He'll rejoin right in the middle of the battle with the leaders.
Kind of dangerous exit on the pit.
He's in line now. Leader now is Murph going into 2. It is Ravon right next to him, right behind him actually. Clindy in 3rd, and a little distance 4th is Forsyth. Distance 5th is Goodman.
Everybody's coming now. Oh,
Clindy!
Oh, Scarrow! Oh, no.
Now can Clindy make it another circuit around to come to pit road? That's going to cost him.
Well, if he stay behind on the car on the curve, it should be good, but he's kind of far. 1.4?
Yeah, that's going to be very, very costly.
I hope we have a fuel to go into the one more.
We're watching him right there. He's halfway through the lap.
Everybody's coming again.
And also on pit road joining him is Jim Herrick.
Well, let me tell you.
We got a whole bunch.
Nice
We got also have on there, we have Coker, we have Zorn, we have Clark. Oh, Maul does not get to his stall cleanly. He's trying to find the marks, and he's still searching. So now it is Forsyth, Hearn, and Kirby. Kirby coming to pit road this time by. Hearn staying out. Chris Reagan staying out. Caution on the racetrack. D. Darth Maul. Oh my goodness. This is going to shake things up, guys.
Oh no, with exit on the pit lane.
Let's see what happens. He's off the button, hard under acceleration, and just up on the banking, and Gallus dodges a bullet. Ooh. And it's a light touch. So he should get repaired by a fast repair either way, but we are under caution here at lap 26 in the middle of pit stops.
Richie Hearn, look at that, Richie Hearn.
Richie Hearn is your leader now with his teammate Chris Reagan. Greg Forsythe. Dean Marthmall is going to punch out and call it quits on today. So we will have Forsythe going to third. Murph will be fourth. Wagner fifth. Kirby sixth. Rick Ravon seventh. We have Goodman eighth. Coker ninth. DJ Clark in 10th. Clendy is a lap down now to the field. But we'll see where he lines up with the rest of the leaders, because we know that the first two are going to have to come to pit road.
And you took too long in pit lane.
Clendy, winner of 2 races this season. But then the last race at Texas, a speeding on pit road penalty.
Clendy, 1 minute and 13 seconds on pit stop. So he did in between when he's entered to exit.
Okay, yeah, he had a 40-second hold there, so he must have had a penalty. So now we got, interesting. Forsythe down on the grass. He is going really, really slow.
So
I'm not sure what's going on here with Craig.
So what is happening is they waiting for Hugo Galas, and Hugo Galas is not pay attention, and Craig Forsythe want to going to pit, and he can, because if he come into the pit without to leave the car in front to you to pass, you're gonna have a penalty.
So he was waiting for Gallus, huh?
Yeah, and that's why he lost the opportunity to go into pit.
All right, so this is the field is a little shaken up right now. We will cycle everybody out. So that now the leader is Mark Murphy. In front of Murphy is Say Hey Lewis Hayes. Lewis will get the wave around if he does not come into pit road this time by. But the leader will be Mark Murphy. Rick Ravon is second. Michael Goodman third. Shane Coker, a good drive for Shano. He's up to fourth. DJ Clark fifth. Justin Kirby sixth. Chris Reagan seventh. Jim Herrick, who does always good, very good at this track. He's now, we're recycling the order here, and he's now up to sixth. Kirby seventh. Reagan eighth. Beard ninth. Wagner 10th. So the field is being shaken. We will reset it here before we go green. But we are caution at lap 26 now. We are at lap 28 coming to 29 from a spin by Dean Mall coming off of pit road after his first scheduled stop. And there's a wave around. So, okay, so Lewis Hayes will stay out. He will get the wave all the way around. He needs to hustle. Number of cars on pit road coming for top-offs, including Clendy. We got Zorn there as well. We got Gallus and Ramsey also coming in for top-offs. And Kyle Amon also coming off of pit road. So, interesting situation. We still have one more stop before we can get to the end. Even these guys coming in for a splash, it's not enough. They'll just kind of push this this stint out a little bit longer. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series, coming to you from POCONO, where we've completed 29 of 80 scheduled laps. If you're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for future iRacing content. And we have a packed week tomorrow night. IndyCar Oval Series at Indianapolis, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. And then our first doubleheader Wednesday for the next, I think about 8 out of the next 10 weeks. Opening day for the Horizon IndyCar Series. That will be at 8 p.m. Mark Murphy and Ryan Eric King will be on the call. They will open their inaugural season at Fontana. And then it'll be myself and Stephen Larkamp calling the action at for the Season 7 of the Formula Indy Series, Season 2 at Bathurst. Getting ready to go green at lap 30. Caution already, and we're back. We have Zorn and Clindy. Caution already. What happened?
Oh, Clendy. Oh, somebody on the front. It wasn't Clendy. So, oh,
We need to get a better view of that restart. So
Kaczorek.
Zorn is behind. Is it Rigney?
Yeah. So wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody accordioned up.
And
So watch this.
oh,
We can get a better view. And it looks like Zorn was wanting to go, but he realized that something was happening.
hmm.
And let's watch from Clindy's point of view here on the roll bar here. So they start to go. And boom.
Oh no.
And a
So,
difficult day gets even more difficult for Clindy.
So I mentioned Rigney because he started, and then Zorn started, but Clendy went too close to Zorn, and then nothing to do. So he's going more on the front, but yeah, that's the big problem over there. What do you see green? What you're supposed to do going to green, but you have to wait.
There are rules in some leagues that say, and we cover one of those leagues. We do the broadcasting, even though it's on their channel, for the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Championship. And one of their rules coming up to speed after a caution is, don't go when you see the green. You go when the car in front of you goes. Otherwise, in their rule set, they're like, that's where the problems occurs. You're going to run into one another if you just go off a green. And I think we saw a little bit of that. So we're going to see now drivers kind of adjusting how they restart now. But coming down for service, Coker stays out. Coker's going to pick up the lead. Jim Herrick will go to second. Brian Beard now third. Forsyth stays out. He's fourth. Reagan fifth. So Murph on back is who came in to top off one more time for a new set of tires and a fresh tank of gas. Again, they're still more than likely are going to have to stop again.
I'm gonna say from Murphy to down, they don't need to stop more. They need to stop one more. That's one fuel tank.
Yeah, one. So, I think they just need one more stop.
But
the interesting thing is Wagner, who pitted early, remember giving up the lead on lap 16, he pitted early. Then the cautions happened after that. Now he's back on the strategy as Murphy and Rick and everyone around him.
Maybe shortstop for Wagner.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he should be all full at the same time at the same level as everyone around him. So I don't know what's going on there. Goodman, he's coming in for another splash.
So I'm gonna mention Reagan and Hearn. They both together did 27. Means they can go for one more stop. So they don't need to make the splash. So they need to want to stop. But I don't know what happened with the Brian Bird or Herrick or Kosher. And Forsyth did 25, but I point these two because they did 27. So Hearn and Reagan. Everybody did 24, 23. That's why I point that situation on these two guys.
All right, we are look like coming to green this time by with the lights out on the pace car. The leader is Shane Coker in that Will Power the Will Powers livery for this upcoming NTT IndyCar season. Behind him is the owner of 4D Racewear, Jim Herrick. He is P2. Jim has a good record here at this racetrack. Brian Beard third, Forsyth fourth, Chris Reagan fifth. So a good showing, even Richie Hearn, good showing for the 4D cars. We got 4D cars in second, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And right now, yeah, Jim needs to close up or Shane needs to slow down and allow that gap to close. Otherwise, he's going to get past before he gets to 2. Here we go, going green, lap 34.
Green.
And Shane's attempting to break the draft, snaking down on the low side, going into 1 as Coker, Herrick, Beard, Forsyth, Reagan, your top 5 here on the restart. And Rick Ravon is already on the attack. He's around Wagner, and now he is inching up to Murphy. He's not going to be able to get there in turn 2. Going to line him up for 3. Fortunately, Clindy is stuck 1 lap down. As Wags on the outside of Rick. Rick will tuck in, take the ride around 1, try to regroup here. Here comes Clindy. Clindy's a lap down, but we know he has pace, and we're going to go 2, possibly 3 wide down this Long Pond straight. Let's see what Clindy decides. He's just going to stay in line. Rick's going to stay to the inside. Going to go high through 2. Oh, goodness. Wags lets Clindy go. Doesn't need to race him. He might have him use him a little bit to help pull himself back up to that gap that's formed. Meanwhile, up front, Coker getting some lead time. First laps led for him in the series. He is cleanly through 2. Behind him is Herrick, then Beard.
Nice pass on Raven on 20 on the high side on turn 2. And now he's going to...
Oh,
3 wide.
He's going to go 3 wide down the main straight. And he's going to get another spot on Gallus as he's going to use Murph to, well, now he's going to Brazilian clear himself into a tiny spot. Now he's side by side with Murph. Yep.
Wow.
Lindy's going to go 3 wide into 2. No, he thinks the better of it. Oh! Richie Hearn smacks the wall coming off a 2. That's going to check him up a little bit. Rick to the inside in 3. He's going to get that spot. Fields him full of dirty air.
Wow.
Murph trying to get on by, but not with the draft being lent to Hearn that time. Now we got Clindy to the inside. He's back in this battle. The top four, 13, 13, 14, and 12 are the stint numbers, respectively, for those four. They will have to pit here probably in the 60s somewhere, willing to bet for their final stop.
I think Richard Hearn have a damage because the car is going slow. It's not turned in the turn 3, and on turn 2 it's going hard too. So it's gonna be a big problem for him.
We'll watch
maybe the tires also too.
Yeah, we'll watch the last lap times. The purple lap is still held by Rick with a 40.9. I believe it's a 219. Ooh. Oh. Hearn. He's back. Murph now to the inside of Hearn. He will clear him. Clindy will follow him on through. And Clindy needs to claw himself all the way up to that leader and hope for a caution. Meanwhile, up front it is Coker, but here is Brian Beard giving a whole bunch of competition to Rick Ravon right now. Side by side into 3. We're going to go 3 wide as Coker is going to crowd Ravon up top.
Wow.
And now Rick to the lead. His man Rick Mears won here 3 times over the course of his career. Probably the most important win was the win that Rick Mears got in '82. It was to prevent Gordon Johncock from getting that Triple Crown on him. Johncock won at Michigan and Indianapolis, and then lost here in the closing stages to Rocket Rick. Rick says he should have got that Indy race as well. A part of that 82 season, very exciting 82 season. Brian Beard to the lead. It's been a while since we've seen him lead in an IndyCar here. Here comes Rick coming into 2. Tunnel turn to the inside. He will get that spot. Beard tucks back in.
Brian Beard, former Lionheart driver over there.
Yeah, he's a former Lionheart participant.
Yeah, I drive it with him and the Speedway and IndyCar. Very, very tough guy.
Yeah, if you're racing around Brian Beard, he raises the bar. He's a very competitive driver. Jim Herrick is in 4th. There we see Jim. Now he is being joined by 3 cars and a lap down car. 2 cars in this battle that are closing around Jim are teammates of his. Teammates are in Forsyth and Reagan. Here's Murph looking on the high side. Gets a big run on the high side of 3. Clindy to the inside.
Oh, no.
Done in the pit road. Probably is going to get penalty for speeding, and he's damaged. And that's probably he hasn't used his fast repair yet. But a difficult day once again. Even more difficult now for Clindy.
Still, they have a micro flag.
And he does still have a fast repair he can use, and he just punches out. Back to the lead is Ravon, followed by Beard, Coker, Murphy, and Herrick. You're just past the halfway point here. at Pocono. Here is the schedule for the series coming up next. We are headed to Auto Club for a 250 miler. It will be our longest race of the season to this date. That's next week. And
Just
the first of the Triple Crown. Go ahead.
No, let's just say almost DJ Clark and Richard Hearn hit it, and Richard Hearn says story on the radio.
Go back to that battle around Kirby and Rigney. All these guys, whoa. Rigney, last week's winner. Second in the points.
So, the schedule?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, you say something about the schedule. So,
Yeah. Up next week is Auto Club. These guys, I expect to see close racing next week at Auto Club with the big draft trains there. Goodman to the inside of Hearn. And again, I gotta wonder if Hearn might be damaged. Wagner around Reagan going into 2.
they're going too close on Richard Hearn. So, really, really close. I already saw it with 2 or 3 cars getting close on Richard Hearn, and nothing happened. But, yeah, like I just said, maybe have a damage with 19 laps in the same tire, 20 now.
At 24, 16, 16, and 23 for your top 4. Coker, Forsyth, Herrick, and Beard, they're all going to have to stop here relatively soon.
And I think Shane could be coming in 2 more laps because it's 23 now. It should be coming soon. I said maybe 3 or 4 laps more.
He's done a good job at hanging tough. DJ Clark to the inside of Richie Hearn. Oh, he slides up. We'll check out Coker now as he comes off a 2, sets up for 3, and see if he makes that turn down the pit road. Not in a good spot to get the pit road right now. He still needs to cut down in front of Forsyth, so no, he's going to stay out. Back up front, Beard. Again, another shot on Rayvon, and in the battle is Murph. And I think Coker's tires are done.
Brian Bears coming now.
So Beard, scheduled stop for Beard.
And I guess should be Shane's coming next standby because Beard's 26th.
Well, the thing is, he's going to have to save if he can't go 30 laps. He's coming in at 27. He needs to find 3 laps here in these closing stages, or maybe 2 laps in these closing stages. That's a lot of savings. I mean, if you can make it to 30 to get to the end, the window's open.
Kind of hard, huh?
Oh, Craig in the wall. He slid up in front of Coker, smacks the wall off a 2. I don't know how much damage he has there, but he took a lick. Here's to the inside, Coker. Coker's just not going to have the help of the draft. I think Forsyth might be not worse for wear there. And the draft is helping him get back up in the battle.
So Chase coming now. Next time by. So 28. So he can go into the maybe to the end, but remember we have 2 yellow flags in that thing with him. So maybe 1 yellow flag. So he needs to 1 more yellow flag to save it.
Oh, he's trying to slow down and get down, and he does. And joining him on pit road is Jim Herrick. Here they come. Each hitting their marks. And at least they will have a buddy they can come out with. Now, there you see Beard in the background, down the front straight. And Beard's going to go on by. There you see him.
I think Hugo Galas is not going to the end.
Now, Hugo is 24 laps on this stint. And if we do the 2-go, 27, so he needs to come up with 3 more laps. Can he do that? The longer they get into this window here, the more that we know they can make it on this final stop. He is right on the edge. Also on pit road, that is Kyle Amon. Meanwhile, up front, it is Rick, it is Matt, it is Mark, it is Craig, and it is Chris. 2 of these guys will be in the upcoming Elite Racing League Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series that LGN and I will be covering over on the Elite Racing Network's YouTube page. Starting in February, that's going to be Forsyth and Reagan. I want to check those out. Subscribe to that channel. Ring the bell for them, and then you'll be notified when the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series goes live. The first race next month at Legacy, Kentucky. Here comes Forsyth. Scheduled stop. And I think Forsyth can make it. And scheduled stop also for Ravon. Ravon should be able to make it.
It should be, yes. It's at 24 to 25.
Goodman also,
Well,
yep.
so yeah.
Goodman also on pit road as well. Goodman went 22. He's at 25. He might be doing a bit of a short fill here. We'll see where he hits out. Rick down and away. He's coming off of pit road. And Goodman down and away. And Forsyth down and away. Meanwhile, back up front, here comes Wagner. Scheduled stop on the pit road. And then we see Reagan. Or is that Devin Ramsey? No, that's Reagan, not Devin Ramsey. They're in virtually identical cars. Ramsey, Chris Reagan gets a nice run on the pit road and closes the gap up on Wagner.
Rigney, black flag.
Speeding on pit road for Rigney as he comes down to his spot, and he's going to get a 40-second hold. Last week's winner.
He entered to the pit on 76. 74.
So that turns the lead over to your points leader, Mark Murphy, who is now 26 laps into his stint, still seeking 1 more stop, but right now getting fuel economy from Richie Hearn and also Kyle Amon as they're in the draft train ahead of him. He's just tucking in line and pulling away. Ramsey currently second, Kirby third, Beard now fourth, about 30 seconds behind.
Murphy's coming now.
Pit road delta here is about 35 seconds. A extremely long pit road here at Pocono. Murph gonna make that slow down. Got to make that turn and slow down because the cones are right there at the. Oh,
Kirby.
Ramsey and Kirby side by side coming to the cones.
Nice entry for Kirby.
think Ramsey might not even on the button. He's actually, I think he might have been trying to feel that thing out. We saw his car kind of jerking on pit road like he was getting a little bit of acceleration there where when you're not on the button. But Kirby's going to beat him out. So this is going to turn a lead over the Beard. Beard, we think, can go to the end. Gonna be close, though. He is well out in front. And, oh, my goodness, this group right here.
Why?
Da-da-da-da. 4 wide. Da-da-da-da. Here's going to the inside. Do not think about it, guys. That is not a good idea. Goodman slides up. Whoa, it got really dicey through there. Probably a lot of guys on the radio going, you go first. No, you go first.
You want a surprise? Is Galas in there in the battle for the win for this group also? For the Murphy, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, there is Bear. So, I guess because he's alone, I think he's not gonna make it. He's gonna be short maybe for 4 laps.
I don't know. I mean, he could dial it back if he wants to. He's got a 6-second lead. 20 now to go. And this is a good time to remind everybody, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of round 5 of 14 of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series, coming to you from Pocono, where Brian Beard currently leads with 20 to go. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. We're going to go side by side, get a word in from our sponsors at Sim Motion, and bring you the conclusion of this exciting 200-mile race here at Pocono. We'll be right back.
With years of experience and a passion for customer service, Sim Motion is a trusted name for Sim Magic products. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, we have the gear to get you on the podium. At Sim Motion, we don't just sell gear, we fuel your passion for sim racing.
And we are back. And again, want to thank Sim Motion. They are sim racers that take care of other sim racers. That is their main mission. With over 50 combined years of experience in the community and industry, Sim Motion is your one-stop strategy for everything you need for sim racing. Whether you still have your rookie stripes or you're a grizzled veteran looking for that next important upgrade, check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Azatek, Butt Kicker, Moza, Sim Magic, and more. Sim Magic is a proud sponsor of the ISRA. Visit their online store today or follow one of their socials. All the links you need are in the description. We're going to the end here. 18 laps to go. Rick on the high side of Chris Reagan. And Rick's not going to help out Wagner at all. He's going to help out Reagan.
This is spicy, especially I follow Kirby over there, and he's going hard to the front. Now it's a little bit far for the group, but it's easy to go in over there.
And Beard has himself an 8-second lead right now. Can he make it? Can he make it? And I mean, we're watching his times. He's turning 41.9 last time. The leader right behind him, a 42.4. This group behind is banking on Beard not making it. And I got to say, it's 50-50. Beard has 14 to go, 14 laps in this stint, excuse me. We're at 16 to go. I mean, that's 30 laps, and he went 27 on the last stint. And he's not able to draft off anybody right now. Can he turn down the wick, possibly? Save what he needs to save? He has a 9-second lead now.
You remember the race I won on Charlotte with the deep W12?
Yes.
And everybody, especially Craig Force, told me, I didn't know you're gonna make it. Everybody thinking you're not gonna make it, and you make it. So don't surprise if he can make it, and we don't know if he can make it. So I don't know. Especially with this car, you can adjustment the engine map.
Yeah, that is exactly one. There are many things on a fixed setup IndyCar on the IR18 that you can adjust in the cockpit. Many things, and just because it's fixed setup doesn't mean they're all locked in like a standard car on this service. You have your front roll bar, you have your rear roll bar, or your anti-roll bar, front anti-roll bar, you have your weight jacker, you have brake bias, and one of the things you can also adjust is your engine mapping. Engine mapping 1 is full rich, and then it goes down to 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6 and 7 are pretty much for road courses. 8 is what you use when you're on the pace lap or under caution. 5 is full conserve. Could he be in 5 right now? Oh, well, with the times he's turning, I don't think he's in 5. I think he's in 1. I think he's in 1.
And I think Mark Murphy is figured out he can go to the end and let's make it 41.9. So he changed it maybe with full consume.
Now, Beard over in the Lionheart IndyCar Series had 123 starts over there. 5 top 5s, 38 top 10s. That is one of the highest forms of fixed IndyCar racing on this entire service. Now, they've been on hiatus for all of 2024 and going into 2025. So a lot of those guys have made the move over here into the ISRA. That's a lot of roots for the Lionheart guys are right here in the ISRA. So Beard, can he get that win where he has 123 starts over in Lionheart plus whatever he has over here? Can he get that long assorted, awaited win here now with 11 to go? And he has a 9.2 second lead. Let's go back into the pack. There we see Murphy and Forsyth. They're battling for position. Rick is just hanging out in 4th. Doing a good job. I think he needs to save some fuel. Now we're doing the snake down the Long Pond stretch. Chris Reagan is 5th. Justin Kirby is sneaking his way into this battle. One by one, he's picking these guys off. The stock car regular is taking a liking to these Indy cars. He was on the podium last week. Might we see him get oh, we got, whoa, contact, and there's going to be a caution right there. Lindy again, and Gallus almost getting hit by Richie Hearn. And this is kind of what Brian Beard needed, but to get to the end, I don't think he wanted to give up 8 seconds.
I think it's Ramsey hit because he went too close to Galas, and then Lindy, unfortunately, he cannot do nothing anyway. Yeah, like you said, I think it should be coming to pit, make a splash, and go. It's going to go to the last. But what if everybody follow him?
And there was, Gramsci got a run on Gallus and then cut across, and then spun Gallus, and then Gallus goes right into Clindy. Clindy has got to be like, come on, man.
Wait, 8 to go, I think. I don't know. Sure, if it's this make beer safe to the end, maybe.
Well,
Who knows?
we're riding with him right now, and he is in second gear. He is not clutching and coasting. We figured if he was in full fuel save, he would be up in sixth and kind of clutching and coasting. But maybe now he's going to first gear. Maybe he's going to make that turn down to the pits. He's fading to the inside a little bit. But again, also, it is natural to fade to the inside under caution, especially when you're trying to save fuel. It is the shortest way around.
Mm.
And if he wanted to, he could use that access road to the inside, as long as he didn't pass the pace car. Let's see if he makes the move. Coming down.
This should be, yeah, it's coming. And if he did for everybody,
well, let's see if he does a pump fake. No, he is coming in, and the rest of the group, other than Kirby, is going to hang him out. And a lot of people coming down pit road. We'll review all those guys. So those guys are going to really have to hustle it and hope that those new tires that they're going to strap on here, those new Firehawks, are going to be enough to carry the load here when we go green here, probably with 6 to go. Murphy, Forsyth, Rick Ravon, Chris Reagan, Devin Ramsey, DJ Clark, Michael Goodman. All of those guys have stayed out. Now, we saw Coker leading a little while ago, and he is down a lap. Not sure what happened to get him down a lap. But those that have pitted, that just pitted, is Beard, Kirby, Wagner, Hearn, Hayes, and Herrick.
Wait, why Goodman is with 2 laps?
Goodman must have pitted like right when the caution came out or something.
Oh, lucky.
Or maybe he was on pit road for his final stop and just happened to catch it right.
Yeah, actually, yes. In lap 70, he came to the pit and the yellow flag's out.
So fortunate timing for him. So he just passes all those cars. And he is actually now going to be the driver furthest forward with the freshest tires. So let's watch Goodman. The lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green with 6 to go. We're going to sort this field out. It's Murphy, Forsyth, Rick Ravon, Chris Reagan, Devin Ramsey. So again, 4D having a good day here at Pocono, as they always do. Forsyth, Reagan, Ramsey, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. DJ Clark is 6th. Goodman 7th. Goodman has the freshest tires. He is your lead driver with the freshest tires. Even though it says 2 laps on him, they're 2 laps, I believe, under caution. Brian Beard has technically the absolute freshest tires on. He is 8th. Kirby 9th. Wagner 10th. This could come down to the top 4 who are among the career leaders, I guess. I'm just going to say Murphy, Forsyth, Ravon, and Reagan, they probably together, I mean, that's 500 plus IndyCar starts right there, I'm willing to bet. Easy.
Yeah, you're right. They have a lot. Yeah. I'm gonna follow Goodman because this is gonna be interesting and fun to watch how with the new tires going to the front.
Well, here we go. One last time here at Pocono. Green flag in the air. Lap with 6 to go. Oh, contact! Heard! And we're going caution one more time!
Wagner.
What happened? Was it the restart again?
Yeah, I did a restart. You see, Ryan Beer went to the front, and then same will happen with Clendy. And I think Richie Hearn didn't realize. Well,
The Beard out of line. Here comes. Oh, and just in the back of Wags. Oh, my goodness. So what happened around Beard? Beard got the run, but he had to pull out, and everybody checked up. And Wags did not want to see that. I can tell you that right now. Now, who did want to see this is Murph, because these are just free bonus laps. He gets to lead and less race laps as he tries to morph into the pace car there. Rick did not want to see that, because that's going to make his chance to get this win here just a little bit more slimmer. Not only do you have to catch and pass Craig Forsyth, but then you also have to catch and pass Mark Murphy. Neither which of those, even at Rick's skill level, is very easy to do. All the while, back there is Chris Reagan, who we know is technically savvy in these cars. But let's not also not discount Devin Ramsey or DJ Clark. We've seen them take a liking to these cars, and their racecraft is developing. But does Michael Goodman, though, have enough time with those fresh tires? And I don't think he does now.
No, I think he does. So he doesn't. So it's gonna be a short. We're gonna go for maybe 2 laps.
Yeah.
In 2 laps you can do a lot of things, but in 2 laps over here is.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna get a natural green-white checker, I think.
Yeah. Oof.
Craig trying to burn some fuel. That's what he's doing right there. Trying to burn some critical weight off the car. Make himself a little bit faster. All the while, not damaging the engine while getting it too hot. This is a common strategy in the IndyCar community. Try to lighten the car up. Rick's back there in first gear, burning off a little fuel. There he is.
I think so. Forsyth have a lot of fuel, but still burning fuel for a while.
All right, Lewis, lights out on the pace car. We're going to get a natural green-white checker. What do you think?
I think Rick was gonna win the race.
You think Rick?
Rick is gonna win the race, and Goodman is gonna go maybe 4th.
They'll
But
gain 3 spots there, 4 spots.
yeah, I think so. Rick's gonna win the race
Oh, we'll keep an
If-
eye on Rick there.
because Rick is really no aggressive. It's not aggressive. The word. It's maybe I going to. It's like I don't care. I going for the race. It doesn't matter how, but I going to. It's not like a precaution. You know what I mean? That's I going to. That's the attitude he have. So I think so. He have the good spot because always the good spot over here is the third one. Why? Because Crowd Foresight can help in the draft and then maybe hold it for the last lap to pass Murphy maybe in turn 3, maybe turn 2 is the nice one.
Oh, here we go. There are 11 cars left on the lead lap. Jim Herrick is the last car on the lead lap there. We are coming to the green flag. It's going to be a natural green-white checker. Can Mark Murphy, our points leader, hang on and get the win? Green flag. He's going to get a big run.
All right.
Now, is this going to open the door for Forsyth to get a big run down the Long Pond Straight? The snake going into 1. It is Murph. It is Forsyth. It is Ravon. Reagan and Ramsey back and forth in 5th. Down the Long Pond Straight, down to the yellow dash line. Here comes Craig Forsyth. He has a full head of steam. He's not going to get there in time to get to the inside in 2. Through the tunnel turn 1, next to last time. Down to the inside of the short chute going into 3. Murph coming into 3 as your leader looking at the white flag this time by. And Ravon is there.
Oh, that's close. Whoa. I thought they're going to hit each other.
And Murph is lending the draft to Rick. Rick's going to come on through and slide right up in front of Forsyth. To the inside, Murphy trying to protect. Here to the outside, Ravon. Ravon side by side through the tunnel turn. Here comes Forsyth. He's in the battle as well. Still side by side, going through into turn 3. Last time in the 3. Who's going to have the big run on the high side? Murph's going to slide up in front of Rick. Give him the dirty air. Rick's going to get stalled out. Here he comes to the line. I think it's going to be Murph with the drag race to the end.
That's close.
Wow, it's been a week full into the weekend and into this week of close finishes. And Murph gets the win by 0.047 of a second. My goodness.
We have an incident. I see. Okay, no, it's no more incident around. Just I see Wagner hit a little bit to Shane, but it's okay. At the end of the race, nothing happened. All good. But pretty close. Pretty close. Really, really good defense for Murphy. If you don't have a good defense, for sure, it's not going to work. But work for Murphy over there.
Murph gets that first win here in the series, and he is going to extend his points lead. Rick really did not have a good opening race at Texas, and he has recovered very well and gets his first podium here in the series at Pocono. Finishes second, as I mentioned, 0.047 of a second. Craig Forsyth, again, a great three-way battle. He's on the bottom step of the podium, but only by 0.181 of a second. Devin Ramsey, half second behind. Might as well have been a half mile behind. With the way that the top 3 were so close, but Ramsey with a great finish. He finished 10 spots better than where he started. He comes home 4th. Reagan in 5th. He's up 11 spots. Goodman in 6th. DJ Clark 7th. Brian Beard 8th. Justin Kirby 9th. And Say Hey Lewis Hayes, another top 10 for Hayes. Looking good there. Brian Beard up 12 spots. He is your biggest gainer right there, finishing 8th. Jim Herrick 11th, Rigney 12th, Coker 13th, Clindy, a day that he just really wants to forget, in 14th. I'm on 15th. He had a good day. He started shotgun on the field. Moved up 6 spots. Wags wants to forget this one too. 16th, Hearn 17th, Gallas 18th, Zorn 19th, Mullen 20th, and Kirby in 21st.
I have to mention Murphy, what he did. So what he did on turn 2, that's the one he win the race, because he waited long to take the turn. Because you see Rick Raven, he wanted to go in close, but he couldn't. That's make the win the Murphy. That's pretty close. And also, it already touched 2 times. It's lucky they don't have a airborne. Both of them.
Here's out. Finish again.
Oh, that's pretty good race.
All right. We got some folks that definitely want to talk to us here. And we'll bring you here. The first of those will be Craig Forsyth on up into the booth. As they are down in private chat still, but we will rip him from the private chat, bring him up here. And hopefully he's not mid-sentence, but we'll see what he has to say. Bring him on up. And he joins us here in the booth, ripping him from where he was just discussing the post-race debrief with Murph and Rick. Craig, P3 here today. A natural green-white checker finish there at the end. A big shootout with 3 guys that have been in this hobby and in this car for a very long time. Hundreds of starts here involved. Let's talk about that sprint to the finish and racing names like Murph and Rick. And the position that you in, that that not only did you have to pass one guy that was really good, but you had to pass 2.
Well, yeah, and I think I've lost to both these guys at Pocono before, so I knew I was in trouble. I mean, they are good at the snake. I'm not a big snake person. You won't often see me do it, so I was hoping that they would screw it up and hit each other, and then I would just laugh and go to the finish line. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And I tried to force it at one point and not let Rick come back up onto the top line, but he saw that happen immediately and was still able to get into turn 1 properly. So without that, I knew I was just basically racing for third unless something happened. I got a good draft, and the draft never happened with the weave happening as strong as it was those last 2 laps.
Well, you definitely survived, and it was a heck of a shootout, a heck of a show there at the for the last lap. It definitely showed the skill level between all 3 of you guys up front, bringing these virtual cars home in one piece. Any shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors? Not a bad day for your team. I mean, you guys finished 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
No, yeah, we were very happy about that. I mean, it's unfortunate that Richie got collected in I think it was the checkup one or the one before that, but I mean, we were on track for a good result tonight. And I mean, it was, right from the green flag, it was a fuel strategy race. Everyone was, we were all calculated and figuring out what laps we needed to be on. It was a very strategic race that then turned into a 10 lap get what positions you can race. So it was exciting. No, I gotta thank Jim over at 40 Racewear. and all the guys that are showing the 4D colors. Yeah, we had a good result tonight. Good result for the team. Can't take that away. And I got a extremely rare pole at Pocono, so I'm gonna file that into my notebook as something I've actually done now. So I will take that.
All right, congratulations. Good shootout, good drama there, and we will catch you at the next track. And another track we know that you're decently good at is Auto Club coming up next, so we'll see you there next week.
I do like me some Auto Club. See you guys next week. Stay
See ya.
safe.
We'll just take him down there to waiting for interview, and he can.
Points is up.
The points are up, and we will bring those up
Yeah.
momentarily here. And the current points. There we go. And the update is Murph is your leader by 14 over Craig and 18 over Michael Goodman. Rigney is 4th. Clindy's 5th now. Kirby is 6th. The Wagner is 7th. Hayes 8th. Gallus 9th. Hearn in 10th. But we're going to bring up Rick here into the booth for his first podium here in the ISRA and shootout with Mark Murphy. So we'll bring him up now. Rick, welcome to the booth. Congratulations, my friend. I said that Indianapolis shares a lot of characteristics with Pocono and Pocono with Indianapolis, vice versa. Two places, well, definitely one place I know you run very well at Indianapolis. So I kind of expected you to run very well here today, and you showed it right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, virtually from that mid-pack starting spot where you right up to the front, you were leading laps almost off of lap 1. This place didn't really seem to give you any difficulties at all. And then it just had a heck of a shootout there with Mark at the end.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this was just such a great race. What a great league, this ISRA. What a great league. Quality drivers, you know, everybody's out there racing hard, racing clean. It's just the way I like it. We messed up our qualifying, and I was a little sad to see we were way back there in 10th place, but you know, we were able to move up, and I just wanted to, you know, get up there in the top 3 and just kind of hang with the leaders. I got the lead for a while, and I saw Wagner and Forsyth and Murphy back there. They were all just drafting, saving fuel, and I said, wait a minute, what if this go, you know, this is a good field. What if we go, it's not unheard of to go the whole way green.
Sure.
So I says, I better dial it back. So I went back to map 5, and then Matt got around me, and I just kind of, you know, 85% throttle behind him, hoping I can catch up to the fuel saving the rest of the guys were doing. And then, you know, there's a couple of yellows, but the racing was just phenomenal, man. The racing was phenomenal. Racing up there with Craig and Mark, and I mean, what a finish, man! What a finish. Mark is a quality guy. He knew exactly what to do to defend. And I got to the outside. He was holding it down low. We went into 2 on that last lap, and I went to the outside. I had a run, but I knew if I didn't clear him before we got to 3, it was over, because you know there was a lot of grip out there, which is good, man. You could see it lended itself to good racing. And you know, once he was able to stick the inside, that I knew it was over. So that was that. But what a race, man! What a race! ISRA, unbelievable.
Well, I think this is a sign of things to come. Texas wasn't, you know, a good way to get your feet wet, but we know that Pocono's in your wheelhouse, and now we're off to Auto Club, another place that you do reasonably well at. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go for your first career podium here in the ISRA? First of many, I'm sure it is.
Oh, sure. I want to thank Mike for the league, and I just want to shout out to all the drivers out there because, like I said before, it's a quality field. And, you know, it's a pleasure to race with these guys, and it's just so competitive, and it just gets those juices flowing again. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to you guys in the booth. Thanks so much, Gary and Lewis, for what you do. You guys do such an unbelievable job. I mean, top notch, man. 5 stars. I'll give a quick shout out to Alpha One, the guys from Alpha One. Thanks for your support, man. I'll be down there in a little bit to chat with you guys. I know you guys tuned in and you were watching. Thanks for your support. I love my daughters, of course, Mila and Zoe. I love you guys to death. Even though you're back in Jersey, you didn't want to come out to Indy with us, but you know you can still come out here, man. We got a nice house. You get your own rooms. You don't have to pay rent. So if you ever want to start over, come on out here. It's got an open invitation, my sweet daughters, and of course my wife, who lets me who lets me do my sim racing and doesn't bother me. I'll tell you something. That is a huge blessing.
And she's the real winner of the household right there. And girls, if you're watching, Indianapolis is a pretty decent place. I've been here my whole life. So come on out here, spend some time in the Hoosier State with Hoosier Hospitality. You'll end up liking it. But Rick, good to I knew it was just a matter of time once you joined the league that we'd be talking to you. And it's just good to have you here. And just seeing you do so well always brings up these good memories from back in the day when we were doing sim racing on IndyCar racing too. But bringing the gold Charger up to the front here at POCONO, a place that car actually won at back in '82. It's so cool to see. So congratulations. And like I said, we're heading to a track next week that I know you're going to do well at. And expecting more of this from you and that crew of yours here in the ISRA.
Well, by the way, I want to congratulate Mark on a great victory. And last but not least, I just want to thank the Lord Jesus for dying for me on the cross, being my Lord and Savior. That's about it. Love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
You got it, Rick. Thanks a lot. Congrats. All right. Very excited.
It's a rock star because I had a lot of people that say, oh, Rick, let's go Rick and things. It was pretty good, though.
And let's bring up Mark, the winner. Here he is in the booth, doing double duty tonight over here on P1 in the booth at Lime Rock with Clindy about 2.5 hours or so ago, maybe a little bit more than that, and then jumps in the virtual jet and comes to the virtual Pocono Raceway, jumps in the virtual car, puts it on the front row, and then goes ahead. Actually, he put it on row 2. Sorry, I gave you more credit there, but the credit where credit is due. You got the win, and man, you had to hold off 2 genuine all-stars in our community. I mean, between those 2, probably 150 plus IndyCar starts easily between the 2. So maybe 300 plus whatever you bring to the table. I mean, we're talking 400, 500 IndyCar starts between you guys here on this podium. I mean, it took every bit of that experience that you had, I'm sure, just to hold these guys off. I mean, to hold off a charging Rick Ravon is not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. I mean, full marks to Rick and Craig. I mean, it's always a pleasure to race with them, first of all. Kudos to them. Any one of the 3 of us could have won a race. It was kind of a crapshoot. I did not want that last yellow.
We didn't think so.
I did not want that last the set of yellows there at the end. I was perfectly content. Craig went by me, which was his signal that he thought he was good, but I had a full lap. I was just sitting up there. Waiting to turn it up and. Thinking, well, I get 3 laps of gas on them. I'll just turn it up whenever I want to go because I was good to go. And, I did not want to see those 2 yellows because I knew that a bunch of them guys were going to be short on gas and they were just back there, trying to do anything they could to save. And, the yellows hurt us. But, I felt like I got a pretty good jump on the second to last restart. And I kind of figured, it was going to be a 3-way fight between us, but, I felt, 5 or 6 laps was a lot more controllable than 1 or 2. And, you got a chance to work a swap with Craig or Rick or whoever might get by you. Cause you're not going to hold people behind you. It's not going to happen. So, there was enough time where you could work a swap and work around in the different lines in 3, and you might be able to have a shot at it. And then the second yellow came out. I said, oh no. Cause I knew I was a sitting duck. And then the only thing I could think of was just don't let him get to the inside of the tunnel. Whatever you do,
right.
Don't take a single straight line and do not let them on the inside of the tunnel. If you can hold the inside of the tunnel, then, you got a shot, and just don't let them draft. And at the last lap coming down a front straight to get to white, I don't think a restrictor plate stock car driver would have been more proud of playing both sides of that street, because I saw Rick go up the inside of Craig, and I said, man, I think I'll help him. And then he got even. Yep. And I said, no, I think I ought to help Craig instead, because if them 2 are fighting, then they're staying off of me. And when we come off of 1 and they weren't really close enough to go by me into the tunnel, I kind of knew if I got the inside of the tunnel and one of them was alongside of me, then I was going to win the race. And that's kind of what happened. And, again, full credit to those two guys, because I'll race them like that, every night of the week. That was as good as it gets. And that's as good as you're going to see here on P1 for sure.
You now are the leader in the points by 14 points. Going to a racetrack that, again, we know you're very well at as well, California. Still a long way to go and a lot of racing to do here in this series. But next week is a night race for the first jewel, the Triple Crown. Are you ready to make a run at this thing and possibly get another championship under your belt? Not aside from the one you got in Velocity Online Racing, but to add to it here in ISRA?
I think it's way too early to start looking at points. The other thing is I'm going to miss Motegi. Natalie and I are, the wonderful Miss Natalie is getting a long awaited vacation. So we're not going to be here for Motegi. And I think the way the points work here, it's going to be pretty difficult if you miss a race. So, I'm 3 points short of max, but there's, I think Craig said he's going to miss a race or two also. So, really it's 18 back to Goodman. That's an awful, you're looking at having to make up 100 points in 7 races. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, I'm just here to have fun anyway. I mean, I'm having fun and going fast, and you get to race with guys like Forsyth and Rick and Clindy and Mike Goodman and Rigney and Matty Wagner. I mean, that's Richie Hearn. That's what it's all about. That's what makes it fun. So, I'm just going to keep showing up and doing the best I can. And if it works out, it works out. But it's going to be real hard missing a race for sure.
There is the remaining schedule for the inaugural season of the ISRA Open Wheel Series. Next week we are at Auto Club. And actually, to everyone watching at home, we are on a 10-week run starting with Texas. Now Pocono, we're now 2 weeks into this 10-week run to the finish, to the end of the season. So everything from Texas to Indy is back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So we just completed the Pocono race. Then we now go to round 6 at Auto Club, which will be the first jewel of the P1 Triple Crown Challenge here for the ISRA. Kansas, then Motegi, the aforementioned Motegi that Murph will be taking his wife on a vacation, as I'm sure she has earned it more than some. Then they head to New Hampshire, Michigan for the second jewel of the Triple Crown. Iowa, Charlotte, Chicagoland. And much like Tony George wanted to do back in the day, we're going to finish the season in Indianapolis for the last jewel, the Triple Crown, for a champion there. So just stick with us. We got a long ways to go here. But Mark, any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go? First win here in the ISRA. We knew it was going to come. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, first of all, to Mike Rigney for putting on a league. I mean, Mike is a class act, and everybody knows it. And just that's the credit needs to go where the credit's due. We had a big day here on P1. We're having a big week. Everybody that works with us, Clindy and Luis and all the staff. I mean, we've gone from a startup channel at the beginning of the year to 500 subs in Gary?
That's since June. Months. Yeah, since June. Yeah, really.
Yeah. So, and we really didn't get going until the new year with our core content. So, I can't be any more proud of that group of guys. It's incredible. We had 320 people watch the Lime Rock race within 3 hours. That's insane. And so, for all of our viewers and all of our friends that are watching us, keep watching us, keep hitting the like deal and the subscribe button, because that makes all the difference in the world to us. And everybody at Black Magic Designs, we're getting ready to run to 24 hours, and I was pretty pumped. I put my prototype times up in the chat and had Jesper take a look at my setup, and he said, "You're doing pretty good." I said, "Man, that's pretty high praise right there coming from them guys." The same with Indy Alliance. I mean, we had everybody covered last night in the IES race at Texas, and it didn't work out. But there was no doubt who brought the fastest three cars, and running those 60 laps in the middle of the race with Jesper on the bottom, me in the middle, Seb on the top, 3 wide, 1, 2, 3, and nobody even had a chance to get near us. That was pretty incredible. And I can't thank them guys enough. I waited a year to drive that car, and it was everything that I ever imagined it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And so for them guys, thank you for everything they do. And we keep hammering away at it. We got a big physics update coming before Indianapolis, and I think we're close to ready. And then the guys over at Admin Box. I mean, you can't say enough about having a race control and a broadcast button box. Fish sent me, and can't say enough about them guys either. I mean, I had a equipment malfunction, called him up, not in the middle of the night, but it was after hours for sure. And Fish, he fixed me up, and that guy just, whatever you need, he's there. And support all them guys. It's a community thing, and I think the best that we can do is, Gary, keep supporting each other. If you got whether it's a button box or a paint or hitting a subscribe button on a YouTube channel, it all adds up, and that's how we all make it, as we support each other. So thanks to everybody that watches, and thanks to everybody that helps us out. And we're going to keep going fast and having fun, brother. This is some good times right now for sure.
Well, that's all that matters. We will see you next week. Get a week to revel in this and refresh, reset, and then we're off to Auto Club night race next week, Monday night, and we'll see you there. First jewel of the P1 Triple Crown Challenge here in the ISRA.
Absolutely. I got to say this too, because I know my dad's watching. I appreciated it. I picked up my phone after the race. I got one text message that said, "Great move to hold off Ravon and Forsyth." So anybody that knows me knows my dad watches the races, and he sends me lists of questions via text during the race for me to answer after. So to only get one text must have been we run good. So shout out to my pops, and thanks for watching, and man, we'll catch you next week. I gotta get out of this seat. I think I've been sitting here for 5 hours or something.
All right, well, stop talking and get out of the seat.
No, I like talking to you, man. I ain't been up in the booth very much.
I know
lately.
you're in the booth doing broadcasting now. All right, man. Have a good one. Wish the fam well, and we'll catch you at the next one for sure. But congrats.
You too, Gary. You too, Luis. Y'all keep going fast and having fun, guys.
Take care.
Yep.
Mark's going to maximize that interview time. Going to get every shout out in. Every shout out in. But then again, you know what? Hey, he earned it. That's if you want to talk long, win the race, get the dub, then you get to talk long. Final thoughts from you, Lewis. A good race. It's our longest race of the season, 200 miles. We are about 13 miles longer, 13 and a half miles longer than what we have been running at the mile-and-a-half tracks to start the season. They were right around 187 and a half, 125 laps. Today was 80 laps, 200 miles, kind of a good barometer to see when we're going to be at our first 500, or not 500 mile, but basically our first marathon race next week, 250 miles at Auto Club. But I think some people got a rude awakening, especially on the restarts, while others learned how to do some fuel conservation. But once again, on these key tracks that require a lot of experience in order to run them, experience is definitely what this podium brought to the finish today.
Yeah, well, sure. We have Murphy, Rathbone, and Forsyth, one of the regulars in the Indy Fixed, also open. Rathbone is not anymore, but he was around before. And it's kind of, we saw every time when it's coming to Pocono. It's short track. It's short for the pace car when it's coming in. I mentioned, and when the pace car is coming in, you have to put the throttle full because you don't know what's happening on the back. So it's a lot of discuss about that, and everybody in the chat talking about in race about you have to go in one screen, whatever. But it's really long conversation and really long argue what is right, what is wrong over there. So we have a good race. Murphy did a good job on defended on Raven, and Raven stopped for sure, and he passed that thing. So really good. Next one is Auto Club. Sorry, Fontana.
Montana. Yep.
Yeah, and I never say Auto Club.
I don't like to call it Auto Club either. No,
I don't like it.
It was never Lowe's Motor Speedway. It was always Charlotte. Yes, and it's not Auto Club. It's Fontana. Yep.
I already met Fontana when I saw it in ESPN the first time. The races over there, the Champ Car, Fontana Speedway, whatever.
Yep.
So, good race for that. And again, thank you so much for the 500 subscribe for the channel. You remember the first race we did on the hypercar, all the 5 cars.
We've come a long way since that one. That's only 6 months or so ago. Yes.
And it was a close, so now it's 500, and who knows what's happened on the end of the year when the coming and more things big and around. So Indianapolis this year, and more championships around. We have I saw the schedule is a lot of stuff around, so it's gonna be excited for everyone and especially for us. And let's keep going for that.
It says it, and this was a good race. Hope everyone at home enjoyed it. The great finish between these three. And then next week, we're going off to Auto Club, and I think we'll see some of those stock car regulars make an appearance at the front, being that it's a heavy draft track, and just getting your car in a good position, which they are very used to, is very key to getting the win at Auto Club. But that is next week. All right, let's get on out of here and give everyone back their Monday night here. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Pocono. Mark Murphy with his first win here in the ISRA over Rick Ray Vaughn, the longtime IndyCar sim racer. Known the guy for almost 30 years myself. He comes home second. Craig Forsyth is third. Join P1 again next week for round 6 of the inaugural season of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. It's the teams of drivers head to the world's fastest speedway. That's Auto Club Speedway in Fontana for the first race of the P1 Triple Crown Challenge. Coverage begins around 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Again, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Remember, it's an all-new league, all-new season, all-new time, and everything for the channel. So as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought on tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe and while you at it, the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including tomorrow night. We're in Indianapolis at the world's greatest race course for the 715 IndyCar Oval Series top split from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Last time we were there, we had over a 5,000 strength of field. I expect to see that again. You don't want to miss it. The ISRA is sponsored by Sim Motion. Sim Motion is sim racers taking care of other sim racers. That is their mission. With over 50 combined years of experience in the community and industry, Sim Motion is your one-stop strategy for everything you need for sim racing. Whether you still have your rookie stripes or you're a grizzled veteran looking for that next upgrade, check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Hazatech, Buttkicker, Moza, Sim Magic, and more. Sim Motion is the proud sponsor of the ISRA. Visit their online store today or follow one of their socials. All the links you need are in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description. So, for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone at P1, Sim Motion, and the ISRA, I'm Gary Gatto saying all good night and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Fontana for the next race of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. Good night.